I've completely lost faith in the American presidential election process. And, it's all tied in with the whole Citizens United case 5 years ago and the fact that super PACs and very, very wealthy people in this country basically now control the election process. It's a fact. You don't have to be a liberal or a conservative or moderate to understand that that is a fact. The biggest downer was a couple weeks ago when I heard that Jeb Bush received over $100 million, over $100 million from super PACs. And then the remaining few other $1 million were like a tiny sliver from small donors, people gullible enough to give a third Bush a run for the presidency. But vast majority of the campaign funds coming from super PACs that are funded in part by multimillionaires and billionaires. Over $100 million. Let that sink in. This is still the summer of 2015, over a year before the election, and that's how much one candidate has received. Ted Cruz, same thing. He's received, I think, from one guy, the son of a Texas congressman who's a billionaire, like a $10 million donation through a super PAC as well. Meanwhile, how much has he received from small donors? Hardly anything. The only candidates that have received a lot of money from small donors, on the Republican side, it's like Ben Carson has received a lot because I guess he has more of a populist conservative appeal. And on the Democrat side, Bernie Sanders, who's refused to take anything from super PACs. Hillary Clinton is no better than Jeb Bush, in my opinion, or any of the other candidates that are taking money from super PACs, because she's exactly like the others. She receives tons and tons of money from these super PACs. She goes to the Hamptons or wherever she wants to go to have these, over $1,000 a plate meals and photo ops. Yeah, that really appeals to the average American, doesn't it? The potential for another Clinton versus Bush election year, just like 1992, the year I was born, and the fact that I could actually participate in it as a voter is really disheartening to see that. After 24 years, nothing's really changed. About a quarter of a century, you still have basically two political dynasties at the helm when it comes to presidential politics in this country. It's very disheartening. It's sad. We'll continue to see how it goes, but maybe that's why Donald Trump is getting so popular, I think, on the Republican side, because they look at somebody like a Jeb Bush, who's the establishment favorite right now, and then they look at all these other conservative people that are running, and, they're just splitting up the whole primary votes. You got too many of these social populist conservatives like Ben Carson, Cruz, Perry, Santorum, you name them, that are splitting up the vote. So they're splitting it up like 6, 7, 8 ways. And then you have Jeb Bush, a couple of other unknown establishment guys. And then you have Donald Trump with enormous name recognition, self-made guy. Well, he inherited from his father, but he turned it a few millions into a few billions. So I guess you could say that's more self-made. But a guy with tons of money who doesn't have to depend on super PACs. He's got the name recognition. And he just kind of spouts whatever bullshit he wants. I'm sorry, a lot of the stuff he spouts is complete bullshit. Saying that he's going to win the Hispanic vote or whatever, when poll after poll keeps coming out showing that 3/4 of Hispanics in the country do not like him. So he just kind of is able to pull whatever he wants out of his ass at any given moment, and it appeals to people who will get excited by somebody who's a bully. So tell me what you think. This election is a joke. It is bought and paid for. I don't think it's any different than some corrupt nation's electoral process at this point. You might as well say it's like we're having a Russian presidential race here. Where in the end, the Vladimir Putin will win, or his challenger will be some wealthy oligarch.